What is up, everyone? JD here. I hope you're doing well today. Today, we're going to be taking a look at 5 awesome knives that you can pick up all under $100. Let's jump into it. All right, first up on my list is absolutely going to be the CJRB Pyite Lite. This one is in their alt blade shape, button lock action with thumb studs on ceramic bearings. Just a fantastic knife. Yeah, remaining locked up. It did back out on me a little bit, and I realized I didn't have it quite tight enough. I think also what probably happened is because I've been using and carrying this one a ton, is that it did actually break in. You're getting their proprietary 9CR blade steel. You can get it coated or uncoated. They have a couple of different colorways as well for their FRN, riding on steel liners that are nested. You do have steel standoffs and all steel hardware with a steel fold over deep carry pocket clip that is reversible. The texturing on here is nice because it does give you a little something to grip onto without being so aggressive that you have to worry about it sawing at the pocket. So it also is a very lightweight option, so it will definitely be nice in the summertime, or if you just don't like a heavy carry overall, this is a really nice option. And I think the best thing about this is for like the longest time here, this one has been out on Amazon for under 30 bucks. So phenomenal value. I would also say if you like extremely lightweight carries and you do want something that is a little bit better with its edge retention and overall performance than your RPM 9 blade steel, they do offer one of these on their main website with S90V, and I have the S90V on my CJRB Echo, which I think is really nice. It has performed very well, and I think aesthetically this is really nice. Now I do hang off the back ever so slightly, but it is still very comfortable. And then I do have enough of a choil here to be able to choke up for any type of detailed work. You can tell mine gets a lot of love, a lot of use. It's just a really thin slicey knife. This is great for opening packages. I leave this a lot of the times when I'm not carrying it at my desk downstairs to open things that are coming in constantly for review from Amazon, etc. All right, let's go ahead and get on to the next one. All right, the next one that I really like and is probably very much overlooked is going to be the Kaiser Task. This does have their Gemini locking system on here, the clutch lock they call it, but it's the Gemini system that makes it adjustable. At least that's how it read when I researched one here recently. You have very good thumb stud action on this one, and you can use the lock mechanism to deploy it as well. You got a nice beefy handle with golf ball texturing on this particular version. You got proud steel liners that are actually milled out for weight reduction. You have a reversible steel fold over pocket clip on this as well that works really good in and out of the pocket nicely. And then you got a nice reverse tanto with a belly blade shape here. Going to be great for utility cuts, getting into packages, works really nicely in the pinch grip. And then I do believe that these thumb studs may be adjustable. I do apologize, I can't remember if they are or are not, but they're definitely removable. I would say though that you might have to have really small hands to get down to that opening hole. As you can see, it was a little hard for me to open it. Very good action, remain locked up for me, and it's a really nice beater carry here. This one with the Nitro V blade steel, very thin and slicey, but still robust enough on the Task to take care of your heavy duty task. Thus the name. Really good action riding on bearings, and the clutch lock is the lock, in my opinion, that moved crossbar locks forward, meaning great detent, doesn't feel mushy at all when you deploy it. Very solid lock up, riding on bearings, giving it very smooth, quick action, so you can open it, cut whatever you need to cut with one-handed, close it, and put it back in the pocket really quickly without ever needing to use a second hand. And Kaiser's build quality is second to none, man. They're really awesome, and you're probably going to see a couple more on the list here for this one as far as I'm concerned. All right, let's go ahead and move on to the next one. All right, next up on the list, I did want to include at least one small knife that I really love, that I feel like if you do have larger hands, you will be able to absolutely enjoy using this one, and that is the Nice Guy. And that's because it gives you a true forward 50-50 choil so that you have a landing spot to land on here comfortably. You do have Jimping back here if you need to choke back, and if you're doing detailed work, you got jimping mid-length of the blade, which is going to be really nice, again, for opening packages and getting into boxes. 154 cm on my version, but they do have a Nitro V version that is a little bit more affordable. You got a tall flat grind with a nice drop point on it. Flipper tab only, nice access to the lock bar. You have micarta or you have laminate carbon fiber on G10, and I think now they also have G10 only versions on the Nitro V. You do have a lanyard hole. You have a steel fold over deep carry pocket clip that is reversible and works really well. Great action on this one. Very well tuned for that flipper only action. I feel like they could have added thumb studs here potentially, but even though it is a flipper only, it works really well. I can get all 4 fingers on here comfortably, always using this one in a trigger pull position. And then if I needed to choke back, I guess if I needed to make a couple of heavy cuts, I think this would be able to handle that. Tall flat grind on this. Just very, very slicey. Great to throw into the 5th pocket. Or if you're doing a lighter loadout like I do on occasion, this is going to be really nice also, so that you always have something to get in your packages, cut any loose string, anything that you might need to do in a pinch with a blade. And then I have like a full loadout over here to the side that I use that I carry that with. I do like this micarta. It's a little bit smoother, but I really like this. It's like a linen type denim. I don't know, like a lightweight linen type denim is what I'm trying to say. I really like that. And even though it is a small knife with a smaller blade, it does have fantastic action. These are the caged Delrin style washers with ceramic bearing. Kaiser does a really good job with their 154 cm. I've noticed that this one has held a really good edge, and I think part of that also is the geometry, but it's held a really, really good edge. So I like this a lot. Easy recommendation. Let's go ahead and move on to the next guy. All right, next up on the list is definitely going to be the QSP's Vault. I like this one a lot. It's a Jacob Lundquist design, 14C28N, beautiful belt satin finish on here. It is a little polished, but it gives it a really nice look. Great blade shape, good cutting geometry on this one. Great for those detailed cuts. You have thumb stud action on their glide lock, I think is what they call this one. And as much as I like the clutch lock, and as much as the clutch lock moved things forward for crossbar locks, this one here takes it to the next level. This feels like it almost has extra strong springs, but it really just comes down to the geometry that they use on this lock mechanism. So their slot is more up and down and has less of an angle on it, so it really pushes the lock all the way open. You see that? All the way open, so you're overcoming more with this. So it is a very solid lockup. There's no mush, no lock rock on this one. Fantastic thumb studs. They're in nice and tight, really close to the pivot. You just got to aim out, and it absolutely fires. And then I like these slots on the crossbar locks. It makes it so that it stays lower profile, but there's actually more of it to grip onto, so I've never really slipped off of here. I hang off the back ever so slightly, but it is very comfortable. And then again, enough of a forward space to kind of get to that first knuckle for that detailed work, so I can choke up a little bit. Can't quite get out as far on the tip with this choke up position, because when I try to get into that normal trigger position, I'm a little close to the edge, so I gotta sacrifice a little bit on there to get out there. But when you move over to the pinch grip, very comfortable, awesome thumb studs, and a little bit heavier because it is full steel liners with very small milling on it to reduce the weight, so it feels a little heavy for its size. And then I like the way that they did this reversible pocket clip. I mean, it hangs completely deep off the back mount, and then very easy to reverse it. Now I would say probably do like a micarta or a G10 backspacer, but then you can't really screw that into there. So that's why they did that steel backspacer, but they did it really small. So I do like that a ton, and this is really well priced considering everything that you get on this one, and you got a ton of different versions of this. I just feel like not enough people are talking about the Vault. I think this is a really awesome model. I actually want this to do really well. I forgot to mention it does have the aluminum bolsters with the micarta onlay in the back there on top of the steel. But I really want this one to do well because I'd like to see them do a premium version, meaning maybe they do the aluminum with some fat carbon or camo carbon, and then you'll see some S90V from QSP. I think they do a fantastic job with that. So I'd love to see a premium version of this one, but as it is, this feels really nice and almost flexes into the Argent carry that I mentioned on a couple of these. All right, last folder, and then I have one bonus, guys. Let's move on to the next one. All right, next up is definitely going to be the Kaiser Milit. I did bring out the budget version. Sorry, my finger hit the tip there. So that you can see that these do start at a very affordable price. They do have two different sizes as well. I don't have a full-size budget version with me currently because I have the premium version, but the difference in size I wanted to be able to reference here, but we're going to talk about the budget version that you can easily get under 100. So the mini Militol here, Nitro V, very thin and slicey, nice drop point. It does work pretty well for your detailed work, excellent for being able to get into packages, and a great belly for getting in and out. I have noticed that Nitro V from Kaiser seems to perform well. I've had 5 or 6 or 7 different knives with Nitro V. I usually get the 154 cm versions, but their Nitro V seems to perform pretty well, about comparable to what I've seen from 14C28N from, say, like Civivi. So I do like their Nitro V. With the budget version, it is going to be a nested steel liner lock that is going to be milled for weight reduction. And then you're going to have various materials for the handle material and the inlays. You're going to have a steel flat on scale reversible deep carry pocket clip. Weirdly not reversible. I'm not quite sure why they went down that route, but what I would say is go ahead and give your holes and everything there so that you can reverse this pocket clip. I think that would be a smart move. I do notice looking at it that they have like a weight reduction hole right here because they don't have the pocket clip reversible currently, but I think you could reverse it and then just do one hole here on the liner lock side to offset the one that you would lose over here. So I think that would work really well. Nice jimping on the back here. I like this jimping also because it does work for that front flipper. Good, tight jimping. This one's not broken in very well. Sorry, guys. And then that opening hole works very well for that thumb flick and that reverse flick. And then they do have a middle tier, still under $100, that you can find a couple of these that have Nitro V. And then again, G10. I think there's like a G10 with PEI, and then I think it's a G10 with a wood version inlay on there on the 154 CMs. Can't remember if the mini Militols have any 154 CM versions. I want to say I think they're all Nitro V, but I'm not 100% sure on that. So if you're curious about that, definitely use the link down below. Head on over to Kaiser or use my Amazon link to head on over to Amazon to see what they have in stock. And then if you do like these, but you prefer something a bit more premium, they also have 2 or 3 premium versions in the mini. And of course, now you've had the S35 yen version with the titanium and the micarta inlay. There's a couple White Mountain Knives exclusive versions that have 154 cm titanium and then like G10, PEI, things of that nature for the inlay. And they also have the S45 VN versions that are coated, uncoated now, I think. And then they have this limited run, which may be sold out by the time you see this video, with the hand rub satin finish and completely sterile. There's no markings on this limited run version at all, not even on the pocket clip or anything like that. This one M390, I think this one's really broken in. I think it is 61 to 61 and a half heat treat on M390, which is really good, I think, for a production version of M390. Just making sure that it hasn't backed out. That is so much more broken in than this little guy here because I carry this one a lot more. But let me move these out of the way and then we'll do the bonus. All right, guys, so my bonus knife is going to be the one that some of you may be familiar with, and it is definitely going to be the mini harpoon. I have the 3V variant with the contoured G10 scales, and this one here was a knife that was in direct competition with the Muskrat, which I really liked, but I was using that as a net carry, and I only was doing that maybe once or twice a month. This one here, I actually have ordered a pocket clip that I have right over there on the table, and instead of trying to scout carry it, I'm actually going to put it into the rotation with my Asher Knives little buddy for a fixed EDC pocket knife. I really like this one a lot. It really made an impression on me. A little bad off from the start. If you're not familiar, go back and check the video for that for sure. But I definitely liked it. Very sharp edge, very acute tip, good size. I can get 3.5 fingers on there hanging off the back a little bit. If I wanted more, I could throw a lanyard on here. I really liked the Topo G10 pattern. I wasn't sure when I saw it if I was going to like it, but I think it's actually very interesting. The only thing I would give for feedback to Kaiser is I would like it. It almost feels like there's a little micro milling going on. I would say like extend that a little bit for a little bit more grip on here, but very comfortable, very nice lightweight, very thin and slicey, very comfortable ergonomically for such a small knife. I do like the smaller real estate, and I do appreciate that they did a fold over taco style pocket clip sheath. Sorry, but also could you include like a pocket clip on here, because not everybody's going to want to carry this on the side of their pants and on a belt. Some people are going to want to scout carry, some people are going to want to pocket carry, and I think that would be really a nice option if you could, and still keep it under $100, be able to do that with the mini harpoon. But I really like that a ton. Anyway, that's my list, 5 plus a bonus. Let me know what you guys think about the list that I put out here today. Did you like them? Didn't you like them? We had the mini harpoon here. We have the Kaiser Milit, any budget variant of it. We also talked about the QSP Vault, which I think is highly, highly overlooked. We talked about the Kaiser Nice Guy. There are a lot of Kaisers on this table, but that's just because they've really impressed me here a lot as of late. I do try to add a lot of variety here, but it is tough to deny that they got some really awesome things going on. And I really do love that their clutch lock kind of, again, pushed the crossbar locks forward to where I really think they're more relevant now. And then the CJRB Pyite Lite. I'm going to try to bring these in a little tighter as we wrap up, guys. Again, 5 folders plus a bonus with the pocket fixie. I think these are all really awesome options, and you guys are fantastic about making alternative recommendations down in the comments. And I think if you're interested in other things besides these, definitely go to the comment section and take a look, because you're going to have a lot of guys that have a lot of knowledge and experience and have touched way more stuff, and talk about those things in the comments to help you out if you're looking for a folding knife that's under 100. But these are all fantastic options, whether you like them small, medium, and again, of course, they have the full-size Milit also under 100 that I think is going to be a phenomenal option. I hope you enjoyed this one. If you did, definitely hit the like on the way out. Everything for these are going to be linked down in the description below, and if you use those affiliate links, that helps the channel. So thank you for those that decide to do that. Totally up to you. Special thank you to my channel members. All right, guys, I'm out of here. I'm going to catch you on the next one. I hope you have a great week. Peace.